We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet for you by us. Bro Talk, we're always on the mark. It's your man, Jason, in the director's seat as usual. Let's kick it to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Look, Dexter Stuckey here. Super excited to be here. So look, I know that we're not supposed to be celebrating the 4th of July. We're done with that and stuff. But this past weekend was the 4th of July. And I celebrated. And I celebrated for the right reasons too. We're supposed to be celebrating freedom, right? Yeah. And initially I was just going to my parents' house, and it was the first time I've been able to hang out with my parents since January, since my birthday. Actually, it was the last time that I saw them, which was in January. And I was celebrating freedom. I really felt like I was freed from the coronavirus for a couple hours. It was amazing. It really was
the next day, right?
The next day, man, I was like, oh. But seriously, I really felt like I was celebrating freedom. And then you go right back to jail. I have been left the house in the last 2 days or whatever, but still, I was like, damn, so this is what it feels like to celebrate freedom. Okay.
This is what it's like to have your life back. This is what it's like to, be back in the regular world instead of this pseudo craziness that we've been dealing with for the last 3 months. So we're waiting for Ty and Bill to get here. But otherwise, you've been doing good?
I really can't complain. I do have a little bit of a rant that I think I might go on during the seat section, just because I got to get this stuff off my chest. But honestly, I was really close to deleting social media today. And then this show right now, having this conversation, really saved me.
I feel you. Sometimes it bees like that. I'm texting Will right now, did you die? And Ty is saying that he can't get back on for whatever, but I guess he's going to restart his computer and we'll figure that on out. But thank you.
Like me.
Your computer actually hasn't acted up since that whole
brand new computer. It's not going to act up.
Not at all.
Not at all. We good.
All right, it makes sense. You pay enough money for it, and problems
if people
go
ask me why am I drinking out of a straw, I just am.
That's just what it is, right? You said people are asking you that. I don't see anybody in the chat.
I just know they will. So why are you drinking out of a straw? That's for ladies.
Oh, gotcha. I got you.
You
did a freedom slide, Dex?
Jason, you need to see my videos on Instagram. I would.
Is that what that's called? Why is
I was doing it to the before I let go the Beyonce one.
Ah, I got you.
Look, when the Henny's in your system.
You do what the Hennessy says to do, right? All right, we'll start you off with the title of this show. The title of this show is called July About August, because that's what we're going to ask Jada Pinkett Smith if she lied about August. July About August. She's having... they said you just made that up, that freedom slide thing, but guess Dex was on trend. August Alsina, if you don't know, has been somehow involved with the Smith family, the Will Smith family, the clan of Will Smith. And sorry, Ty, how you doing, sir? Really quickly before we get into it.
Hey, I'm good. Sorry, I was having a couple of technical difficulties.
You got a sweater? Where you at?
Huh?
You got on a sweater?
A sweater? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me stop minding your business. Oh, I just want to give a quick shout out to LaToya Charleston. She's watching today. Just got to give LaToya a shout out. She's been watching the show, and the last 2 weeks we've been very not so nice to her. We as a collective unit haven't been very nice to her, and I just want to give that young lady a shout out.
Okay. All right. Back to young August Alsina Augustus. Like we said, he's been featured with the Smith family for some time now. We didn't really know why, but then he decided to talk to Angela Yee about why he's been hanging with Will Smith and the relationship that he's had with Jada.
Contrary to what some people may believe, I'm not a troublemaker. I don't like drama. Drama actually makes me nauseous. You know what I'm saying? And I also don't think that it's ever important for people to know what I do, who I sleep with, who I date, right? But in this instance, I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism, he gave me his blessing. And I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. I just always stayed silent because I never want to be the person to cause confusion, because I love these people.
Right.
I really genuinely do. And I have literally never been in love in that kind of a way. So much so that being intertwined in that way, walking away from it, butchered me. Like I'm shaking right now because
Right.
it almost killed me.
I
Not
saw it.
almost, it did. It pushed me into being another person, and my newer self. It broke me down. It was a part of me being paralyzed, trying to pull myself apart from it. It probably will be the hardest thing that I've ever experienced in this lifetime.
I mean, Jada must have put something on him. It's crazy. Jada and Will did deny August Alsina's recollection of items that happened in history. They're saying that there was no relationship strictly between Jada and August Alsina. But Jada has come out to say that there is some healing that needs to happen. And so she's bringing herself to the red table. So do you think that Jada needs to explain anything? Is this something that you hope that she does, or you think this is something that we're not going to believe her, whatever she says, regardless? I mean, she can deny it all she wants. We saw the pictures. I mean, don't you think that?
You think for a second that I am listening to anybody over Stoney? Stoney from Set It Off? You think Stoney from Set It Off doesn't get... Like, Jada Pinkett is the first Black woman who I've saw naked in my life. She's that woman. You think anybody has the opportunity to disparage her name to me? Are you crazy? August, you gotta go. And then at the beginning of this, he said, drama makes me nauseous. Well, you must be throwing up, brother, because that was the most dramatic thing I've ever seen in my life.
Out of nowhere. Like, no one was asking for August Alsina.
I did hear that he's coming out with an album too, or
it came out.
So that's a little suspicious to me. Because at first I was like, why is Angela Yee sitting down with Miss Ostina? What are you doing for? And then they were like, oh, he's coming out with an album. And I said, so you're gonna use Independence Day Will Smith, the Fresh Prince, to sell albums?
Smart, smart. He said he has love for the family, so maybe he was just reminding people that, Independence Day belongs to the Smiths.
And also, and as a journalist, I'm a little disappointed with Angela, because he said, I gave myself to that relationship. She should have said, did you sleep with Jada Pinkett? Are you telling me that you slept with Jada? Why would
she didn't follow up at all?
Why would you just not ask the question? And then the rest of us on social media, we all dumb. We jump to conclusions. It happened. They were sleeping with each other.
I mean, he did say that Will and Jada have graduated from a typical marriage to being life partners.
What does that mean?
How do you feel about that phrase, tie as a married man? Life partners.
The only graduation from this marriage is death. I'm not about to sanction. It just sounds, whatever works for them, if that's true, because I guess they're denying it, but I don't know what person would sanction something like that. Like, oh yeah, you can sleep with my wife, go ahead.
But I also don't know why August Alsina, like, is this something that he would want to lie about? Like, it seems like this would be weird for him to lie about it.
I listened to a portion of the interview, and he reminds me of some of my students that have autism.
I mean, it's possible. We don't know August Alsina's educational upbringing. And
then he's very sick, and there's a lot going on there.
He's very dense. Like he has a lot to him. Like, he's not a.
He looks like a nice guy, but I don't know. I mean, really two sides, because we weren't there. If she's saying it didn't happen and he's saying it did, we weren't there. So unless somebody.
I hate when people say we weren't there. I know we weren't there, but he said it, so we got an opinion on it.
Like, unless we have video.
Dex, they saying you didn't see a naked woman until Set It Off. That's what.
Not Set It Off. She wasn't naked and Set It Off, Eric. She was naked in Jason lyrics, and at the time I was like 3 or 4 years old. I would hope you haven't seen no naked woman before that. So, that's sad.
Kendra says he's acting like a whole female. Why can't side males and females just play their role or roll on? Period. All right, moving on. Two other things that we have. I was trying to wait till Bill got on. He did. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Bill, for joining the show. I was just waiting for you.
With his
How the hell
presence.
did you fall asleep in 10 minutes? Like, I don't understand.
Look at this fool.
We're going to give you guys a peek behind the scenes. So we were all texting, literally 15 minutes before the show was scheduled to start. Bill was texting, Ty was texting, Dex didn't text, but Dex was the first one on. And then somehow Bill falls asleep.
I am up every single day at 4:00 a.m. I am exhausted, okay?
The hell? Well, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming. And now that you're here, we would like you to weigh in on your favorite person or your favorite group of people, because we are going to go under the hood.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Every week we have to keep you updated on the latest news surrounding racial inequality and the protests across the nation. We're not really going to cover protests this week. Dex's president, Donald Trump, is going to lead this segment. He's gone from attacking NASCAR's Bubba Wallace for not apologizing for his team finding a noose in his garage.
He straightened Bubba out. I like that.
Goodness gracious. To singling out the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Indians for possibly changing their names, saying, quote, "They name teams out of strength, not weakness. But now the Washington Redskins and the Cleveland Indians, two fabled sports franchises, look like they're going to be changing their names in order to be politically correct. Indians, like Elizabeth Warren,
Ooh.
must be very angry right now."
I missed that one.
It's so nasty. He never misses a shot. Just nasty. He also spoke to a crowd of about 60 people and clearly didn't read the speech ahead of time.
In cities that are run by liberal Democrats in every case is the predictable result of years of extreme indoctrination and bias in education, journalism, and other cultural institutions. Against every law of society and nature, our children are taught in school to hate their own country and to believe that the men and women who built it were not heroes, but that were villains. The radical view of American history is a web of lies. All perspective is removed. Every virtue is obscured. Every motive is twisted. Every fact is distorted. And every flaw is magnified until the history is purged and the record is disfigured beyond all recognition.
Gross. He also had some trouble with a couple of words as expected. Let's see if you guys can guess what word he was trying to say here. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Come on.
Totalitarianism.
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 I knew what he meant.
With totalitarianism.
Just decision, okay?
That's what he meant to say.
This is the very definition of totalitarianism, and it is completely alien to our culture.
It's just pitiful. He also had another word. Ooh. You guys ready for the next one?
Mountain.
What?
One more time.
You need it one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that again.
All right, here we go. One more time.
Mountain.
No, I was not here. Montana.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon?
Mountain.
Yeah.
Montana.
Or might be saying Mount Damon or Mount.
Here goes the full context.
Be no better place to celebrate America's independence than beneath this magnificent, incredible, majestic mountain monument to the greatest Americans who have ever lived.
Okay.
What it was.
Mountain. He was trying to say
Mountain.
mountain.
I didn't get that one.
I did not get that one. Look at you, Dad looks so confused.
Can we get a Donald Trump translating like a translative segment, please? Because I just feel like there are billions and billions and billions of words that he just doesn't say properly, and I would like to hear them all.
Look, that hairpiece was flowing in the wind too.
That thing, it was holding on. Like,
from sea to shining sea, you hear?
from sea to shiny. He also had a couple of slurs in here.
Let us also send our deepest thanks to our wonderful veterans, law enforcement, first responders, and the doctors, nurses, and scientists working tirelessly to kill the virus.
Speech is slurred, man. What is wrong with your boy? What is wrong with him? And then he just like had a short circuit when he tried to say Thomas Jefferson. Look at this.
Thomas Jefferson, the great Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson.
He had one of them old man pains where your side start hurting. He tried to play that thing off.
Yeah, I am like, it's just ridiculous what this guy gets away with. Well, that kind of stupidity oftentimes embolden others to do and say stupid stuff. Exhibit A, Jimmy Johns is apologizing after an employee decided to make a noose out of bread dough and upload it to the internet. Here's the video.
Jimmy Gallows interview said you have disrespected our Lord Nick. Now you're set to die.
Who are those sniggling and giggling in the background? They've got to go too, because they thought it was okay to fashion up this noose and tie it around his neck. They definitely have to go. I need to see Sean, Cody, and Bill in the front office ASAP.
The whole ship getting
Have any of you ever eaten at Jimmy John's before?
Oh my God, Ty, I order from Jimmy John's every day.
every day.
When I was working, like my office is very close to like Jimmy John's, and it's probably one of the only places that delivers quickly. Like that's what they're known for. So like I used to order from them like frequently. And this one, like we have like an older black lady as a receptionist, and she used to always say, "You better stop ordering from Jimmy John's. I don't like it. I don't want you ordering from there." She was right. Should have left me alone.
Jimmy John's is very racist. Like they had that situation where they were stopping people, especially people of color, from working within a certain distance of another sub shop if they left Jimmy John's. It's like a non-compete clause that they have to sign where they can't work at any more sub shops.
You think if I leave Jimmy John's, I want to go work at Subway?
It has to be like within a 25-mile radius or something like that. You can't do
Good day.
I think if Jimmy John's wants to really apologize, and I'm being truthful with this, I think what they should do is hire Bro Talk Live as brand ambassadors, because we speak for the culture. And then also you got to rename a sandwich. You got to name something a BLT, like a Black Lives Matter sandwich. Yeah, you got to rename the BLT to Black Lives Matter. I know there was this fake post about
They did that for Jersey Mike's, right?
It was fake.
Oh.
But Jimmy John's, I think y'all really have to do it. Y'all got to give us a sandwich. And actually, I don't want it to be the BLT. I want the Black Lives Matter sandwich to be like, I like turkey. Yeah, chicken. Should we put chicken?
No,
Goodbye.
Has anyone else seen that Jimmy John's besides that?
Y'all never ate Jimmy John's before?
No,
I ate it before, but I'm not the biggest fan.
No,
Well, let me tell you.
Jimmy John's. It just seems like super random.
That bread that was using to fashion up a noose. I like that you use the word fashion. Will that bread they used to fashion up a noose? That bread will give Subway a run for his money. That is some bread right there. I'm just putting it out there.
They give Subway rubber bread.
Like how tough is the bread that you're able to fashion this noose? What kind of dough are you using? Rubber? Like what is that? Cement?
You're very disturbed. So that was Exhibit A of Trump encouraging people to do dumb stuff. Exhibit B happened when a young black man was actually almost lynched in the woods in Indiana this past week. According to the man who posted the video of his attack to his social media account, is very disturbing. He and his friends, of which he was the only black person, had gathered to watch the lunar eclipse at a lake when they encountered a man donning a hat with the Confederate flag who told them that they were on private property. The group then tried to go into the lake, but they were blocked off by a truck who told them to leave through the woods. They were followed and ultimately attacked by, I should say, the black guy was ultimately attacked by 5 men who beat him up, pinned him against a tree, as you can see here, and allegedly said, "Get a noose." Bystanders were eventually able to get the men off of the man, who ultimately suffered a concussion. And although the cops were called, no arrests were made. The mayor has said he was, quote unquote, reaching out to law enforcement and the Monroe County prosecutor regarding the encounter, adding that the city does not have jurisdiction over the investigation. So, yep.
Why don't they?
No, let me tell y'all something. If we walk through the woods and these people decide to jump me, y'all pull out the phones to get the recording, we're gonna have a whole other kind of problem. They should have started whooping somebody behinds, okay?
Look, I don't want to get in trouble for this. I don't want to lose any sponsors. I don't want to get fired. So I apologize in advance for this comment. But black people, you don't want to ever be the only person that looks like you to walk anywhere with a bunch of people who don't look like you. I just wouldn't do it.
Don't be the token.
Don't ever be the token, especially in the woods.
I'm not going. No, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not going to the woods to look at stars, being the only black person, and whatever how fake that was. Not even in Pennsylvania.
Sure ain't.
That's not happening. And you don't have a gun, so you got problems.
Yeah, I mean,
and you don't have no friends that's willing to fight for you. Like, how y'all pulling out these phones? Like, that's my whole thing with all of this.
Well, they were, I guess, they were recording it so they can have evidence, which
it only takes one person.
No one would have believed it otherwise. You know, that's a problem.
But let me tell you this, y'all. If we go to the woods together and they go to lynch Will, I'm going to say, Jason, pull out the phone. Ty and I are going to go stop them. All 4 of us or all 3 of us don't need to pull out a phone. Like, somebody's got to stop them from lynching the boy.
Here's audio of them trying to get the people off of the guy.
You can say that.
Stop, let him go. You're telling me what's happening. You are so. You're doing Stop, let him go. I'm not.
We're just trying to get out of here, guys. We're just trying to get out of here.
Let him go. Let him go. I don't care.
So they said stop.
I just want to say, if I'm with you and I'm getting to be
perfectly clear. If we are walking in anywhere and these fools get to talking about some grab the noose, hang them, string them up to the tree, I'm only asking.
Wait, is that a
gun? Okay. I'm gonna be like, y'all ever watch the Players Club? I'm getting in there like homegirl when she was like everybody out the dressing room.
William,
I'm only asking y'all one time. If y'all continue on trying to fashion up the noose and tie it around any of my friends' throats, y'all gonna have to get abducted. I'm not asking no more.
If I'm with you guys and I start getting beat up forever, which is highly unlikely because I'm skilled in hand-to-hand combat.
No, so it's just me. I'm the only person that just saw this man pull out a gun and just show it. It's me.
We all got guns. You're the only one without one. Keep moving.
The only one.
I don't got no gun.
I'm unarmed. I don't play with guns, at least in public. All right. Exhibit C of the dumbness. Trump's idiocy has given dreams to dumbasses across the country, including Kanye West, who has re-announced plans he made 4 years ago of running for president by tweeting the following: "We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I'm running for president of the United States. Hashtag 2020 vision." Kanye has not filled out any of the necessary paperwork to formally enter the race as of yet, but a lot of people are assuming Kanye's doing this to divert votes from Joe Biden's campaign. How do you feel about Kanye running quickly as we move through this story?
Kanye is not running, so he just put out a tweet, and that's all he did. Now we're moving on.
Yeah,
and that's that on that.
All right, and that was Under the Hood. Moving on.
Ever again, I hate it.
You hate that? You hate that segment?
I hate it. I don't ever want to do that again.
All right, we did July, about August already. We're going to move to salvaged. I already told you about Mr. Kanye West, but there are a few other black men that continue to put their foot in their mouth And my question at the end will be, can anyone of this group be salvaged? First up, Stunt Queen of the Year frontrunner Terry Crews went on Don Lemon last night and tried once again to explain the unexplainable.
When you have the leaders of the Black Lives Movement who are now talking about, if we don't get our demands, we're going to burn it down. Other Black people who are talking about working with other whites and other races, they're being viewed as sellouts or called Uncle Toms. You start to understand that you are now, being controlled. You're not being treated as loved. You're actually being controlled. Someone wants to control the narrative. And I viewed it as a very, very dangerous self-righteousness that was developing that really viewed themselves as better. It was almost a supremacist move.
So let me jump in,
where
Terry.
they viewed that their Black lives mattered a lot more than mine.
Terry, you realize that even during the civil rights movement that Dr. King was seen as extreme. That movement was seen as extreme.
This is very true. But also, when you're talking about MLK, you talk about Nelson Mandela, and even Malcolm X, they all realized that you had to have a non-racial component to these kind of movements, or there will be resentment. When I describe this, when you look in the city of Chicago, there are 9 children who've died by gun violence, by Black on Black gun violence. And the Black Lives Matter movement has said nothing about this.
What does that have to do with
know,
equality, though, Terry? I don't understand what that has to do with equality, because listen, there's crime. There are people in those communities those people aren't just being nonchalant about gun violence. I lived in Chicago. There are many people who are working in those communities to try to get rid of the gun violence. The gun culture in this country is prevalent, but I don't understand what that has to do with a movement that's for equality for Black people.
This is the thing, Don. Black people need to hold other Black people accountable. I said this the same thing. This is the Black America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down.
Ty, you're muted. Ty, you're muted, I think.
Did he say that during the Me Too movement? Like, women, you need to look at yourselves and see what you're doing to change, because you keep getting raped at work and in other places. And so you need to change what you're doing. Because he didn't say Black Lives Matter is the Me Too movement. So is that what he said then as well?
No, because he was too busy getting grabbed by his
pussy grabbed. So he was down for that part.
Terry Crews, man, like he's falling.
I really think that Terry's upset because we didn't rally behind him during that. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have when he came out during the Me Too movement. I just said if that was me and I'm at a party and some man comes up and gropes me, I'm going to hit him. And that's what's going to happen. And that's what we said Terry should.
Especially if I'm as big as Terry Crews. Like, what little white man grabbed up on you and you just like, oh, don't touch me.
But Bill, why you say I know you effing lying?
Because I know you are. Like, I know this man got his little bald head on this TV and lied like this. Let me tell y'all something. The problem is we ain't tested. And I know somebody's going to disagree with this. I just don't care at this point. The problem is we ain't out here testing the strength of enough people's jaws. That's really what it is. He had the strength of his jaw tested out good enough, because he wouldn't be out here acting crazy and bumping his gums the way he is if somebody just strengthened up that jaw a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when he said that we have to police ourselves and hold each other account, and he brought on black crime, it was just like, what are you reaching for?
All of those talking.
While I understand,
like Tommy Lauren out here.
I get where Terry is coming from, like where it's like some things happened and it's like the Black Lives Matter movement doesn't say anything about it. But Terry,
that's not their job.
That's just what I'm saying. Like, if you look into like what they're doing and what they want, that's like the Me Too movement talking about, I don't know, like
abuse, like talking about
that's not what they're doing. That's not what
physical abuse, not sexual abuse. That's like talking about like women beaters or something like that. Like, that's not what Me Too was for.
Like global warming. Like the Me Too movement is not talking about global warming. Yeah, because that's not in their mission statement.
We could actually address a lot of the issues that happen in our communities if we go ahead and look at the manifesto and deal with the root of the problem.
Right. But
Don't be telling me, black. No. Black on black crime is a social construct about over policing black communities and over medializing it. Like, don't hand me no BS. Like it's got to stop. At some point, it has to stop. Let's deal with the issues. The issues are the prison, the pipeline, like the daggone school to prison pipeline. How about we deal with the unfair, like the lack of opportunities in the community? Like, don't hand me no nonsense. Deal with the problems. You coming out here with this nonsense? Oh, they're painting up the streets. Deal with the problems. Don't be dealing with the symptoms.
All right, moving on. Before we get to the next person on the salvage line, I want to take this opportunity to do something we never do because logistically it wasn't really feasible before, but now that it is, we like to invite any woman who's watching the show onto the show live, being a guest, to discuss this next one with us. So just say in the comments that you want to be on, and we will get you on, okay? All right, cool. Here we go. So the thing that you're going to be talking about is a pair of rappers who decided to say that black sisters get angry when black men date something more quote unquote exotic. This is 50 Cent and Lil Wayne.
You see a lot of sisters, they go, oh, you fucking with this kind of girl or that kind of girl. That shit is exotic.
Stupid.
That shit look a lot different from the shit that you see in the neighborhood all the time. It looks like that shit look like it came off a boat, baby. Goddamn, you don't like that, motherfucker? You don't like that? You go, goddamn, what's the matter with you? This shit feels like something foreign. It feels like something that you can't just get. So in some kind of ways, it is interesting to explore. You know what I'm saying? But they get mad, they get angry. How did you end up with this motherfucker or this, that? I'm like, huh?
For real. They get real
I just look
upset.
at it like, oh, look at this angry. And then my instincts always makes me defensive. So I go, look at this angry black motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You're trying to fuck up the whole vibe. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because you're going, no, I know what the fuck you doing, bitch. And then you go, and it's not even that that's the real thing. But it's the way instinctively how you feel because the person is
got defensive. You're defensive.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we understand, jokey stuff like that, the air punching and stuff like that. A lot of people had a lot of issues with the fact that he said that black women get upset that, black men end up dating exotic type girls. One of the people who took notice of this interview was Lil Wayne's own daughter, Ray Janae, who tweeted, "I'm black, I'm beautiful, I'm enough, I'm exotic, I'm amazing, I'm one of an MFing kind. Now, where are my black, beautiful queens at?" So if you guys want to join the conversation, feel free to join the show. But while we wait for one of our many lady viewers to join the show, we'll hear from actress and producer and former wife of Kevin Hart, Tori Hart. Actually, I thought I had Tori Hart here. I guess I don't have her here at all. But yeah, Tori Hart had something to say similar, saying that, she needs black men to speak up for black women. Guys, how do you feel about this whole conversation?
First of all, this is coming from people who don't even take care of their kids. So the fact that they got anything to say is the issue, number one. Number two, what really is wrong with y'all? Y'all really hate y'all mothers that much? Like, what really be wrong? Y'all mothers are black women. Like, I just don't, like, my brain, I cannot conceptualize the hate for black women that, I like, my brain I really just can't understand it. I can't. Somebody else, while we're testing out y'all's.
When I saw this post, I was furious about it. I just thought it was so insulting. And I just think that I look at where we are in the world today and I see the movement that's really happening. And I'm like, I think we should all be on board with this movement. And I see so many of us and so many of the people that we look up to or looked up to at some point or another, just completely let us down. So when I saw it and I saw Regina comment on it and I saw her mom, Toya Wright, comment on it, and I saw it on the Shade Room and the girls were talking or whatever. And she was like, oh, my daughter's beautiful, so forth and so on. And I posted, I said, I hope she tells Lil Wayne that it was corny for him to laugh at that because it wasn't funny. So I posted on the Shade Room and there was a lot of interaction with it or whatever, right? But a lot of those comments that I got from black women were telling me to mind my business and shut the F up.
That's ridiculous.
it just gets to a point where it's like, and I know they don't speak for everyone, but it was a good majority of those comments in there where it's just like, I'm defending you. Like, I don't understand how you're upset with me for defending you against somebody else. And I think it goes down to this whole thing of putting these celebrities on these pedestals that we allow them to do and say whatever they want to do, and we don't drag them down like to where they need to be. Like, that's a trash statement to do. Like, Lil Wayne is trash. 50 Cent is trash. Like, there's no way that you could be like, oh, this is okay, we can still support them. They're done. I don't understand it. And T.I. is another person who has appointed himself the culture, like, vocal person. Like, he's the voice of the culture now. Yesterday was 50 Cent's birthday. It was when this thing came out. And do you know what T.I. did? Instead of calling him out on that, a man with black daughters and a black wife, he decides to challenge 50 Cent to a versus battle. Stuff like that is insulting to me. I just don't think that's okay.
Here was Tori Hart's response really quickly, Ty, right before you go. You can go after this, but here's her response.
Just because you have a preference don't mean you have to down your lineage and down where you come from. That is the issue. I am so sick and tired of people trying to say that black women are angry, black women are bitter. Ain't nothing bitter about me. I'm sitting in a $110,000 car, and that's material stuff. But I do have a problem with when we stand up for black men, black women. We stand up for black men and are so loyal to y'all, so good to y'all, and we break our backs for y'all, and y'all don't have the same respect for us. Like what you like, but come on, have our backs the way we have y'all's, because it's getting tired, especially in these times. It's real tired, and it's done, and it's dead. Have something else to talk about other than downing your beautiful black queens. How about that, black men? Stand up.
All right. I have no problem with what she said. Ty, how did you feel about the situation before we move on?
I mean, first of all, we have to stop looking at celebrities to speak for the culture. I don't think we, as a culture, ever appointed celebrities to speak for us. Like, there used to be leaders and intellectuals and people in the struggle who used to speak for us. All of a sudden, they get these coon celebrities to say, oh, you're representing black people. These people don't represent black people. Lil Wayne's been famous since he was 10 years old, or however old he was. He said he never experienced racism, even though he's been in and out of jail. He's never did this, never did that. He's high as a kite. Like, I don't want to hear anything Lil Wayne has to say as far as speaking for the culture. Why would he speak for us? As far as black women are concerned, I mean, I don't know why anyone would tolerate just that stupidity coming from Lil Wayne. Like, he's an idiot.
Absolutely.
Can I add something to that?
And
yeah, go ahead.
Listening to 50 Cent's music since the 90s or whenever it came out, with the good couple good songs we got.
The early 2000s.
I wanted to add, like, first of all, we didn't know how much the car she was worth, like, sitting in. But the notion of,
She just wanted to let you know she's not upset.
But the notion that black women are angry, don't you think that maybe black women have a right to be angry after every advancement that they have pushed, literally being the backbone of the world forever? And every advancement that has taken place, they've been placed on a back burner, like, not defended, literally pillaged and plundered. And don't you think after generation after generation of literally pushing out great leaders and birthing the world and not even being acknowledged and recognized and passed over, don't you think they have a right to be angry?
Absolutely.
Well, no. Will, are you saying that you now support Monique's plight against Netflix?
I sure don't.
Oh.
Because Monique's issue against Netflix, she needs to leave her husband. That's her issue.
I thought we was supporting black women. I thought we was going to leave Netflix alone and support Monique.
Let me tell you something. I watched the Parkers, but she needs to leave her husband. She wants some more money. She's still got to leave her husband. That's her problem. She's married to her problem.
I will leave this comment from Kiana. I don't feel anything denouncing interracial couples. For me, it's denouncing 50% of my family. When black women realize we don't own black men and vice versa, it's freeing. Those type of people are the weakest links and better off ignored. Black women know they are the standard, the first woman, and beautiful and sought after. 50 Cent doesn't deserve our energy.
I like her.
That was nice. I like that.
The word right there. This is why women have to do these segments and not us, because you said better than we all said it. Like
100%. All right, quickly, we're not really going to take comments because we are running behind and Bill has to be up in the morning, but he took a nap, so he owes us. We'll tell you about some amazing work done by some non-exotical Black women. WNBA star and my favorite women's player of all time, Maya Moore. Before any of this happened, she got a man out of prison last week. Now, last year, she announced that she would not be playing basketball until a man named Jonathan Irons, who was convicted, she believed was wrongfully convicted, was sentenced to 50 years in prison. She was not going to play basketball until he was free. By the age of 29, Maya Moore won 4 WNBA championships and a finals MVP and all this other stuff. 2 EuroLeague titles, international team championships. And she had met Jonathan back in 1998 when she was only 9 years old as part of her prison ministry, and his case stuck with her. So she left basketball in order to pursue justice for Jonathan Irons, and last week he was released. Here's the video.
How's it feel? Tell me, how's it feel? One sentence.
I feel like I can live life now, man. I'm free. I'm blessed. I just want to live in life worthy. Live my life worthy of God's help and influence and just provision in my life, and He made this possible.
So he ended up getting out after 50. Well, he wasn't in for 50 years, but he was facing a 50-year sentence, which is incredible that she was able to use her platform and raise awareness for his plight. Another WNBA player decided to skip the season as well. Her name is Natasha Cloud. She recently became the first WNBA player to sign a shoe deal with brand Converse, and they have decided that they are going to pay her entire salary for the season while she goes and takes a year off to fight social justice issues. So this is the thing that happens when someone is successful at one of these ventures, is that, you know, people ended up supporting the next person up in line that wants to do something similar. So shout out to Maya Moore and Natasha Cloud for being trailblazers in that realm. All right, moving on to Q&A. Bill?
All right. It is Q&A, children. I know the world is opening up and y'all are just out here doing any old thing. Y'all are carrying on at the beaches, but some of y'all lives are still messed up. And so this portion of the show, we thank you for your messed up lives. Our four categories on this evening: catfish, family edition. Oh, that sounds nasty.
Nasty.
My new dog.
That one is nasty.
All right. Exposed and furious. That's nasty too, Jason.
It's got a lot of anger in it.
Oh, you know, I like a little anger. And yikes.
God.
Come on, what's messy? I want to do something nasty.
What's messy? My new dog is messy. Catfish family edition is kind of messy as well.
No, let's be a little messy. Let's just do those two.
Okay. Let's start with Catfish family edition.
All right. When the pandemic first hit, I thought it would be a fun idea to play a prank on my aunt. Oh, you already tried it. So I created a page and have been catfishing her for months. That ain't no sniggle at the end.
They typed out the laughing.
Niggling and giggling.
I've given her so much confidence, and she keeps herself up more now than before.
Nasty.
But things have taken a turn. My aunt is flat out lying to me and my family about her relationship with this guy, who is me. She said he wants her to come visit him. She's showing flower arrangements that he supposedly sent her, and has even said he's getting her a boob job.
Ooh.
Girl. Guys, none of this is true. Should I tell her I know she's lying, or let this play out because she's happy? P.S. I absolutely love this podcast.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm glad you like it. You're a nasty person.
You're glad she said she like. You can't say nothing bad. She likes the podcast.
We want you to keep watching, but you know you messed up. I don't know.
These catfish people are sick, man. I watched this. I used to watch the show Catfish, and like really catfish to your aunt. It's like really weird. Like, you don't think that's weird?
She said when the pandemic first started in March.
Like this is a serious problem. Like, you have an issue.
You're in a relationship with your aunt.
What you lying for though? Like, why would you like?
Dion's like, you gotta break up with her.
I'm like, I like this. You gotta break up with her.
No, that's sick. Like, you need to stop. Like, just ghost her. I wouldn't even break up with her. Just ghost. Like,
No.
don't say anything. Stop all communication. Delete the page. That's enough.
Latoya, I was thinking that. So Latoya, never mind. We know somebody that's been catfished multiple times.
You wouldn't catch me being catfish because the moment I don't see you, like, we're done.
You need to go and seek mental help.
What about the aunt that's lying about getting a boo job and all that stuff?
So what?
Okay.
How is that the bigger issue than the fact that you're in a relationship?
That's really a mental issue, though. You sending yourself flowers, saying this man is sending you flowers, and I know.
Okay, but you're in a relationship with your aunt.
You're not.
And not only are you in a relationship with your aunt, you lying to your aunt and your aunt lying to y'all all got issues.
And you're like, oh, she's lying. As if you're not lying to her. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm on the catfisher side, though. I think that what they're doing is wrong, but it bothers me to know that the aunt is lying. Like, that really bothers me.
The only reason why you know the aunt is lying is because she's in a relationship with you, with your dad.
Wait a minute.
He's so offended that the aunt is lying.
What if the aunt knows that you're catfishing her, and so she's going as extra as she is because she know you lying? So she want to lie to see if you going to expose.
The aunt is going to fight you when you're done, by the way. This is ridiculous.
She's going to beat your ass over for you. Thanksgiving will never be the same.
Like, you're ruining your family, and for what?
The whole family needs a yawn. That's for real. They definitely need to fix their life.
Have mercy.
All right. Back to the questions. Bill, this one's kind of long, so buyer beware, but it's nasty. Well, it's just petty. I will go ahead and minimize this.
Because
read it, good Lord.
Can you see that?
You know I can. I'm trying to zoom in this here thing, but I can't.
Zoom in.
Oh, there we go. All right. I got to learn how to work this here computer. About 7 months ago, a friend found a dog near her house. I took her in and called animal control. They said to bring her in to look for a microchip. She was underweight with dirty fur. AC couldn't find a microchip, so they said I could hold on to her for a week and they would list her on their website, and if nobody claimed her, I could adopt her. So that's exactly what happened. My dog now has shiny fur and is very healthy. She is polite and walks well on a leash. She does lots of tricks. I have depression and anxiety, and she's my support animal. She's honestly the light of my life. I have an issue with that, one of those statements. Last month, I joined a Facebook group for the same unusual breed that my dog is. I posted a picture of her in the group. A woman was tagged a few hours later. She DMs me. She said my dog was her dog, and she was so thankful I found her and wanted to arrange to come and get her. She offered to pay me for taking good care of her. I thought she was trying to scam me, but when I looked into it, I found her IG with a lot of dog pictures and videos. My dog has very unique markings, so it was unmistakably the same dog as the one in her pictures. My dog is a show dog and had a lot of training to do obedience, agility, and a few others I've never heard of. My dog was clearly well cared for, well trained, and well loved. She said her house caught fire last year and she lost everything, including my dog who ran away. She says she never stopped looking for my dog. This is my dog, her dog.
She is making a point.
I told the woman I appreciated the great job she did with my dog for the first few years of her life. She's 5. And I was so sorry to hear about her story, but I couldn't give up my beloved girl. She's my support animal. No, she's not. So I'm not even sure I could live without her. I offered to send her pictures regularly, but she turned really nasty. I got tons of hateful messages from people I don't even know. I didn't choose for this special dog to change my life so much any more than she chose for my dog to get lost.
Oh my God.
I ultimately blocked her because she wouldn't leave me alone. Since my dog was listed with the shelter for the hold period and no microchip was found, I've adopted her and she's mine. I am legally in the right, but am I morally wrong? If I could clone my dog and give this chick one, I would.
Oh,
Yo, if you don't give that woman her fucking dog back, stop playing. That's not your dog. What are you doing? Give that woman that dog back.
She talk about support dog. That ain't no support dog. That is a domesticated animal that you done stole up.
Wow, that was probably the best question we've got in a very long time.
That was very interesting.
But you know what though? This is why I always say you got to move in silence because you was trying to be cute, posted in that group, and people said, "Yeah, that ain't your dog." Give that woman that dog back. You should have kept your mouth shut.
David says, "Give your dog, keep your dog, sis, and beat her ass if she come for you."
She sounded she probably would beat that woman, beat her up if she came for her.
You know she would. That's your dog. You did the right thing by having it listed. Oh, man, a lot of this is
a lot of back and forth. Actually, I don't really know the answer to this one.
I feel like you should give the dog back. Like the part that kills me is that you've been watching the dog for a couple of months and you say, "Oh, thank you for the life you gave my dog in the early part of his life." Like, girl, the dog, it's like 4 months in your custody. What are you talking about?
Like, that's stunty.
And then she said, I'm sorry your house burned down. Damn, that's crazy.
She said, I didn't ask your house burned down and your dog ran away, but I'm going to keep it now because now it's my dog, but I'll send you pictures. Like, I'm showing up to beat your ass. I'm sorry, but I don't know. They're going to have to settle that one in court. I don't
She definitely was like, "Oh, your house. Oh, that's crazy. What you about to do, though?" LOL.
I didn't ask for this dog to be a part of my life any more than you asked the dog to run away.
The dog ran away from getting its ass burned by fire. Like, oh, I'm sorry your dog ran away.
That is effed up. Y'all messed up.
This is crazy. Like, you people are insane on this show.
Somebody got blood in somebody's mouth at this
She
point.
said the dog ain't had no chip in it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Some people don't put chips in their animals. Does everybody do that? Is that a thing?
No.
I guess in case your dog get lost, it is.
Listen, y'all might have to meet up and fight. Whoever wins gets the dog.
Whoever wins get to keep the dog.
Eric says, the 9/10 of the law, block her and move on.
And Eric ain't told no tale.
That's nasty, though. That's so nasty.
Crazy.
For more questions, hit us up.
BrokeLive.com/questions.
There we go. All right, quickly, just a time. Dex doesn't have a BS report unless he's actively searching for one.
If you want me to do one,
no, we don't have time. So it's
hey Dex, all you got to do is Google "one time in Florida" and you'll get any BS report. Okay.
Tyrese or Drea?
Jesus,
Lord, the pickings are slim there, ain't they? The pickings are slim. Jesus. That's what we started with. Tyrese decided to respond to a post by Complex News, who posted that a green meteorite enters Earth's atmosphere over India. Tyrese decided to respond, "The deceptions are here to save us from Trump."
that boy want a new he want to be cast in the next Transformers movie so bad.
Reminder, he was in a Transformers movie. Like, he was in like 2 of them, right?
Like the last ones, yeah.
Was.
And they corrected him by saying, actually, that would be the Autobots, not the Decepticons.
And they even say the deceptions like they're not Decepticons.
Yeah, he didn't even spell it right. Okay. And then you have Drea, who has announced to us that I'm trying to watch Uncut Gems, and is it me or the background music too loud? I can barely hear what they're saying. And then she followed it up by saying, also, is it background or background?
Is you stupid?
Or is you dumb?
Background? What are you talking about?
Like background.
She knew good and damn well that she spelled it wrong the first time, and Twitter don't have an edit button because Black Lives don't matter yet, and they said they'll give us an edit button when Black Lives Matter.
Oh, did they?
Something like that. So
actually, they said when y'all wear masks, but okay.
Hey, you say what you want to say. I say what I want to say. You see what you see. I see what I see. You spelled it wrong the first time. You couldn't edit it, so then you're gonna ask that stupid ass question. Just delete the tweet. You only got 4 likes on it anyway.
Yeah, for real. That one, like as of today.
How about? Okay, never mind.
Tyrese or Dre, which one we going with?
This drink in my hand.
And that's what I'm going with.
All right, Bill. This one's guaranteed to make you gag.
Oh God!
Let me put my water down.
No, Circle of Life or Uptown Funk. This was performed by the U.S. Navy.
Listen. It had to be the funniest thing I've ever watched. But here's the thing. Daughter was decent with them frets. It
was on kid. It was on kid.
I give her that.
But there was just no.
They look so stupid. Like everybody just looks stupid.
You know what messed me up though? Because I really was into this, and I was like, damn, I want my bridal party to do this when I walk into the thing. Whatever. Like I'm really into it. Then she starts saying from the day we arrived on the planet, and I don't know why, but that just triggered me, and it really pissed me off. Like I don't like that. That's the part that messed me up.
It reminded me shallow and pedantic. It was a strident.
No oil.
There wasn't a drop of oil. It was just a raspy Kleenex box sort of thing happening. You know, I just.
She was feeling herself too, though. You saw when she looked at that guy. She said, "I did it."
I killed that.
That was Circle of Life. Here's Uptown Funk. Get into this crowd.
Oh.
Okay, I like this. Let's keep it going. Uptown Funk.
Keep going. Well, you know.
This is somewhat off the topic, but those chairs are the chairs I was telling you about earlier today. I'm triggered. Those are the chairs I was telling y'all about.
Yo, where were the people? Where?
I think was stick around for that? That's where the people were.
Were they opening for the Brandy concert?
No, that was at a Trump event, actually. Yeah. One more time, let's take a look at the crowd.
Okay, I like this. Let's keep it going. Uptown Funk.
And can we get into that?
I did see that one woman in the front, like trying to kill, like act like it was killing her.
There's just something else there's something terrible to focus on each time that video plays. Like, did y'all hear them little hi-hats in the background?
I'm like, but in that video, I'm like Drea though. Like, I'm trying to watch the performance, but the background music is so loud. Like, turn it down a little bit.
So, Circle of Life or Uptown Funk? Which one we going with? I think
Circle of Life all day.
Circle of Life.
Definitely Circle of Life.
Circle of Life. All right, gosh, man, let me get. I gotta get to these comments. You guys, you guys are crazy. All right, I gotta move on though. More dangerous is more dangerous being in a pool, and some pool videos that we have from 4th of July weekend are quite dangerous, including this one where it looks like it was coronavirus infected. Coronavirus Central, Grand Central Station, 1A. So that was inside of a club in Atlanta. They put a pool inside of the club.
I love it.
If chlamydia had a smell.
Next up, another pool situation involving a roof.
Did she die?
No, she's fine.
She drowned you?
She's fine. And another roof pool incident.
Hit it! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my.
Can we get rid of pools and roofs? Like, I don't think that's a good mix.
Why would anybody jump off the roof to get into the pool? Like, who does that?
And then you have fireworks Star Wars style.
Look at these, y'all. These kids ain't got nothing better the fuck to do.
And that was in Philly, outside of Bill's house.
Lord, the sun growing high in the sapphire sky.
Honestly, I think with the fireworks one, like
I feel like that's the safe. I feel like that was the safest one, right?
Probably safer than breaking your hip jumping off the roof
or catching corona.
Stupid.
Jason, I do want you to understand, though. I'm going to put blood in your mouth because that didn't happen out of my house.
First of all, I'm not.
Oh, I thought that was your house does look like that though.
Dex posted that video originally.
I ain't gonna lie. I did look at it like, is that my? Are they supposed? I wonder, like, what the? Y'all doing out here?
All right, I did post it. I'm lying.
I know you did, nasty.
Because I wouldn't do that. I'm really respectful. All those videos, you can find them on the Bro Talk Live Instagram page, which is very simple to find. It's at Bro Talk Live.
All right. Talking about the fireworks, at least they're social distancing and only last those 30 seconds. Team, I'm here for the fireworks. Annoying as hell, but looked fun. Moving on. Next one. What's the best way down? We all know from Norbert. Brace yourself. I'm coming down. Here goes another bunch of slides that happen when people decide that water sliding is the thing to do in 2020.
You all right?
You all right? No.
That was one.
They done skid it up their face and half of their skin is on the sidewalk. Like,
you all right? But you asked me, all right, I'm hitting you.
But that's why you don't put like slip and slides in the hood. Like you don't have the space for it.
Next to the cement.
Come on.
Literally on cement. And did she have a baby in a lap that like catapulted?
It was a lap baby.
Was there a baby? I missed that.
I didn't see a baby. I don't know what Bill's talking about. Here goes another slide incident.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Are you okay?
Oh,
you literally the biggest person out there.
yo, I would beat everybody can catch it after that. Like I'm fighting everybody.
You don't think he did that on purpose? He knows how big he is. Like there's no secret.
You underestimate it sometimes.
As a tall person, large people know what they can get into and what they can't. I'm just going to
what's that, Bill?
Say it again. Would you tell Jason?
Wait, what did I say?
Y'all underestimate it sometimes.
Just a little. Sometimes you get like you don't like. Sometimes you be like, maybe I can get on this and it'll be okay or whatever. Other times you be like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I think he really thought he was gonna make it up there. He saw somebody else that was a little heavier, got up there. He said, I can do it, and you can't.
Well, the thing was already giving way before you got all the way up there. So like that should have told you like if you're rescuing someone, let someone a little smaller do this. I mean, there's no shame.
But the thing is, if I'm halfway there, I got to commit. I got to finish it up.
Not me. I'm flying back down like Jason. Get your ass up there.
All right, moving on, because we are way behind and we still have footage from Dex's favorite person, how to deal with people. And this is one of Dex's favorite people, Andrew Caldwell.
Say what?
All right, just to preface this, here's the background. The background, he was having a prayer visual at a protest, and he decided that he wanted to blow a blowhorn during this prayer visual protest.
Say, what must I do to be saved, Lord? Saved, delivered, and set free. In the mighty name of Jesus, oh God. It's coming down. Push me again. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord with thee, blessed art thou. Is gonna get their butt whooped if you hit me again. I'ma show you saved and sanctified. Don't ever, don't walk up on me like that again. Move. You better move. Shut the hell up. Okay, I'm telling you, shut up. I'm moving that way. Move. Let me go. Move. Don't grab me. Don't grab me. Grab me again. I will fuck you up. You better not ever grab me again. I move so I won't be in the middle. Move back. Hit me again. I don't care about these officers. Y'all should be down here praying for real and stop playing with God. Y'all are mean. You're racist. I will do it again. You gonna shut up today? Come on. Pull straight. Our street. Pull straight. Our street. Pull straight. Our street. Pull straight. Our street.
No,
I'm crying. I can't take it. That
he
man,
bumped that lady in the head when he was turning around.
Yeah.
And he told her, if you hit me again, we'll beat your ass. Like, what?
Like when I saw the video, I was like literally in tears. Like, that man is a fool. Like, what is wrong with you?
In the middle of a prayer vigil. I'm going to F you up.
I will F you up.
Why would he, did you see that white man like this? Like when he was born.
Yeah, like blood in your ear.
Wait a minute. Did y'all hear that woman in that purple shirt told us something?
Watch it. Oh man!
Why would you start blowing that horn in everybody's ear after you got done praying? Like, what's up?
I can't.
These people like I'm not. These people incite violence in you, man.
He has Dex blocked. Dex already is blocked by Andrew. He would never come on our show.
Andrew said he wasn't doing our show,
and I am.
Yeah, Dex did Andrew's show, but I guess it's not reciprocated. Yeah, it is what it is. So that's going to how to deal with people number 1, and how to deal with people number 2. I don't know if you guys have seen this video. It's kind of graphic, but here it is. Either way, this is what happened. This young white lady spit on a black woman, and she was.
Oh no!
None of it.
The law's gonna protect them anyway.
She spit on him. She's about that. She done spit on him. That's what they arguing with. Neil Center. She crying, y'all. She scared. She crying.
Come outside, nigga. Come outside. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Come out, I'm not with you. You don't ever do that shit thinking nobody ain't ready to do something to you. Nigga, step out these goddamn doors. They scared. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it.
Oh, y'all ready to step outside? Oh, he fighting her. Neil Center. Neil Center. Neil Center. Oh, she spit on him. She kicking. Neil Center. I know my mom in real life. Where's Dio? He done.
So, best way to handle things. Basically, what happened? They say the white girl spit on the black lady. The white man, when the black lady tried to confront the white girl, put his hands on the black lady. Then, when they tried to go outside, the white man started fighting the black lady to protect, I guess, the white lady. And then a black guy came and beat the white man.
Yeah.
That was a lot. I did go Andrew's way with the bullhorn and just.
You're gonna go Andrew's way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Andrew's way. That other stuff was a bit much going on, and I'm not fighting nobody on camera.
I am.
It's crazy. Like, why would you let her spit? If somebody spit in your face or spit at you, you know you did wrong because you should have spit first. You know that's my thing. Spit in their faces, like that's what you're supposed to do.
That's. We're not advising. We're not advising that. Dion wants us to watch the whole video. You guys looked uncomfortable. That's why I stopped it. But apparently, the woman hit him with a partition while he was down. Smacked him upside the head with one.
We ain't need to see that.
All right. Dex, do you have a BS report? No, we good?
What you want me to do? What? Like,
no, you don't have.
All right, I won't do one. But I got one, but I won't do it.
Anyone have any seats, Todd?
It's time for seats. We're gonna wrap this up, y'all, with some seats. You guys can go ahead and jump in if you have a seat. It's time we go ahead and seat people for being too ridiculous.
Update: he was left in a pool of blood. You missed it.
They left some blood in his face. I'll give a quick seat real quick. So earlier today, and honestly, like I have to thank you guys in the comments, and I have to thank these guys on the show because, like, honestly, I was really having a tough time before the show started. I'm not one of those people that get anxiety. I don't get emotional. I'm good. Like I don't have like any mental illnesses or whatever that I know about. Like I'm okay.
You got a little mental.
But like lately, I've been.
Hold up. Disclaimer: just because you might have anxiety or something like that does not mean you have a mental illness. Just
No. I'm just saying in general. Like I don't have. Like I'm just really. I just kind of like go with the flow of things, and I'm literally like always good. I'm never like. I don't have depression or anything like that. Like I'm just really just a kind of a go with the flow kind of person. But lately, like I've been like dealing with stuff that is just like I don't know, so disturbing to me or whatever. Like so I went to my parents' house for the 4th of July and it was legit the best day of the year. Like I haven't had that much fun in so long. The very next day, like I go on social media and I see like all these deaths that happened over the weekend. And I follow news organizations, specifically CBS 3. And I see the comments that people make about this stuff. And like, I literally sat up one night just like near tears because it was like, it's so racist. Like people are so ignorant and so racist. And it's like, there are black kids that are getting killed. And people are like, well, where's Black Lives Matter? Or like, oh, the mayor's not saying anything or one less. And it's just like those type of comments to me, I think they've been like mentally getting to me. And I think that like, I've been getting like angry. And I personally can't really comment because I don't want to argue with people. And I work in media, so it looks a little messy for me to be in that or whatever. But it's just like, it's so hard to stay silent about this stuff. It's so hard to like not be affected with the stuff. And then it's just kind of like, what do you do in these situations? Then I'm like, I don't want to be on social media. But then you turn in the news and you see all the coronavirus stuff and people don't want to wear masks and people are like arguing with it and stuff like that. And I don't really even know where this seat is going, but it's just, I just hate the nature of society right now. I'm really embarrassed by it. I hate it. And I'm like trying to take mental steps back for myself because I see exactly where everybody else is coming from with the anxiety, with the mental issues, with all this. I see it. And I feel like the more we consume the news and watch the news and stuff like that, we're all going to have those issues because I'm starting to feel that way now. I feel really good to say out loud.
Therapeutic, very therapeutic. Anyone else have any seats?
Actually, yes. Mine is not as heavy, but it's definitely ghetto.
Of course.
You know it. So over what's today? Monday, Tuesday? Tuesday. So Sunday, I went to a funeral for a friend of ours who passed away. Not ours, like you all know, but a friend of mine that a lot of people knew. And so I ended up so I went to the service. I ended up standing outside of the service the entire time. I went in, signed the book. I did the final viewing, and I walked back out of the church. There were so many people in that church. So I was like, I'm not even going to be inside. I'm going to stand outside with some of my other peers, watch it online, because it was a little safer. At the end of the service, here's where things got a little ghetto. A pastor showed back up to the church, walked into the church while the eulogy was going on, grabbed another pastor out of the church by the collar because of a comment that this pastor made over the pulpit, and they began arguing and people began fighting while the eulogy is still going on inside the funeral.
What do you mean fighting?
I mean, what?
Fisticuffs.
I mean, it was a kerfuffle, okay? Which led to several other fisticuff events happening outside while the eulogy is going on.
Outside?
Yeah, yes.
Put blood in his mouth?
No, not so much, but it led to other people putting blood in other people's mouths, and people getting out of cars, and like it was a complete wreck. So I'm going to seat every single person that was involved because you know better. You displayed absolutely disgusting behavior, and I was so embarrassed.
You didn't record?
Absolutely not, because it was a terrible witnessing moment for the church, and people were acting crazy. So I had to.
I laugh at stuff like that.
Well, I went across the street and I watched from the same distance while clutching my weapon because they was out there acting like they wanted to run up on anybody.
You was gonna shoot a pastor?
Look, Will went across the street. You and that Krause. You and
shoot a pastor?
Huh?
You was gonna shoot a pastor?
I'm shooting anybody moving. I don't have time. I'm not wrestling with y'all out in these streets. I didn't go. I'm not gonna be wrestling.
That would have been really good.
No,
that would have been really good content for the page. Though I'm just saying.
If he would have filmed it,
I could not do that.
Sometimes we're in those moments. Like, I'm surprised that people have the like reaction, like, "Oh, I'm gonna film this," because like those moments be ghetto, and you'd be so shocked that like filming it.
In my head, I'd be like, "Damn, this gonna get a lot of views on the bro."
Would you say, "Help us help you"?
Listen, I could not think about that because there were people that I knew that were involved, and I needed to make sure that they were okay, and that nobody was going to run up on me and catch this leg.
If no one had to know it was you that recorded it, because
I would have posted it.
It wasn't even in my mind to record that. Like that, it was just like my mind.
If he was shooting or not, you know,
right? These are saints acting like this.
Well, you wouldn't bring a gun to the church.
Oh yes, he would.
Oh.
Well, next time, make sure you remember. All right.
Hold on. Didn't that man walk into the church and shoot them at Bible study?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
So it would have been like Kill Bill up in the church.
Listen, I know you can't outshoot me.
Could you imagine getting shot at somebody's room?
That's what happened at Kill Bill. Remember Kill Bill Volume 1?
They wore that church right on out, and guess what? I wore it
smooth out. Smithereens.
Did all y'all get your seats out? I missed it.
I got my seat. I don't have a seat, so go ahead.
All right, real quick. So I don't argue on Facebook and stuff like that because like I just drop my opinion off like the 10 Commandments and move on. So like when I have an opinion, like that's it. But I will argue on this app called Nextdoor.
Oh, love Nextdoor. You got me on the Nextdoor, actually.
And the reason why I will argue on Nextdoor is because these are the people that actually live around you. Like when you're on Facebook, like those people be from Russia and all type of crazy stuff. Bird spoke, saying all type of race stuff just to get you riled up. But like the people on Nextdoor are people who actually live in your neighborhood. So I had to see this. I had to argue with this lady. She's like, "Oh, God bless America and stop burning," like just out of nowhere. And so we had to get on there and wear her.
Doing what?
She's like, "God bless America. Don't kneel during the flag because it's disrespectful." I like out of nowhere. I'm like, we about to come over here and whoop your ass, lady.
Wait, is this like a social media site? What is this?
Yeah, Nextdoor is a social media site.
It's social media for your own neighborhood. You never heard of it?
No, I thought it was like a parenting app.
No, Nextdoor is like it's very similar to Facebook, but everyone on there lives in your neighborhood.
And you have to be approved, so you're actually verified to be living in that neighborhood.
Oh,
yeah. It's for like people who need like painters or like repairmen, or they want to report like suspicious activity in the neighborhood or something.
Like you on there too?
Or yeah, got me onto it.
Wait, why didn't you tell us about this?
Dex, are we tardy to the party?
I'm on that. I asked you why I got to wear out because these are the people that are going to be like these are the parents that you're going to meet at the school and you got to fight.
Yeah,
because they said
what?
These are the parents.
You have to fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beat that.
Or at the park, you got to fight them at the local park and all that other stuff. And crazy racist stuff, and you don't want no racist.
Local haberdashery tie.
These are people that we went to the bunker for. So that's all I'm saying. So see to this lady on Nextdoor trying to incite racial hate, but I will argue with my own Nextdoor, but not Facebook. That's my seat. Everybody.
Nextdoor posts were the ones about the fireworks, and like literally every day I was in Taiwan. I was like, yo, every day there's someone going off about these fireworks. You know how every city around the nation just has random fireworks popping up through the night. And so there was just people on Nextdoor every day. You can see a post going off about these fireworks. It's hilarious. So if you don't have Nextdoor, we're not getting paid for them. Paid by them, but go ahead and download it.
We should. They subscribership is going up. So
I have Nextdoor for my neighbors. These MFers will be on there asking for rent money and tree every day.
Can y'all just replace me on the show with what's her name? Kiana. Just get rid of me. This girl is it. Like she be like these comments are like amazing.
Ring app has something similar.
I know Ring app.
Oh, not the Ring app, honey.
I watch my parents ring, and I just see
Ring app. They be looking at your babies too. No, thank you.
They look at your babies.
Yeah, they peering at your babies and sneaking in and hacking in your camera and all that type of nonsense.
I see. Gotcha. All right. That was the show. Thank you guys for participating. Thanks for tuning in for an hour and 24 minutes of ridiculous content. Bill, thanks for hanging out. I know you have to be up in about smooth 6.5 hours. This has been another edition of Bro Talk Live. Do you have any shout outs to give, guys?
just a real quick shout out to my brother Charlamagne the God. He just landed in a new talk show with Comedy Central. Bro Talk Live is next, bro. I'm super proud of you. You spoke into existence. Now we're going to speak ours into existence. Bro Talk Live will be on television within the next 2 years.
Man.
I'm ready to quit my job.
Okay. I'm encouraged.
I like my job.
Hit that manifest.
Come on, manifest. To become what God's desire.
Me to be.
Yeah.
Dex, you know that song?
No, he don't know that song.
It's from the movie.
Let's go. All right. But Dex,
it's from the movie called Church, which you've never
No,
seen.
not Church. Coming to America.
Yeah.
For Dex, for Ty, for Jason, that has been another 1 hour and 24-minute movie edition of Bro Talk Live. You catch the podcast drops tomorrow on all social platforms. Come on, get it on your Flickr, on your daggone Apple, on your daggone Spotify, on your Amazon Prime. Okay, we there. Come on and subscribe, like it. And tell us. How many bodies? Everybody. Okay, tell somebody.
Amen.
Next week.